When I tell you that we have a phenomenal guest to kick off season 3 of Street You Grew Up On, that is definitely an understatement. This woman is an award-winning singer. She's a phenomenal actress. She's a TV personality extraordinaire. She rose to fame in the late 90s as a member of one of the best-selling female groups of all time. She is a champion, a supporter, and a sister to all of the women in her circle, and she is an inspiration to so many people, including me. Please welcome the one and only Kelly Rowland.
You look amazing.
You look amazing. Oh, you look so good.
And
Kelly Green.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Thank you for doing this.
I am so excited to be doing this. You caught me on a really interesting day.
Tell me.
It was just one spiritual experience after another this morning. It was so dope. And my son came in and I started like having this moment where I just couldn't help but to praise. And so he comes in and he's like doing this. He sees me do this and I was like still curling my hair, getting ready and everything. And then he starts to join in with me. I said, oh my God, I know this is everything my mother prayed for. Was for it to be like from her generation to my generation to his generation to see me giving God glory. And I was like so happy. I just cried, boo-hooed, and I was like, it is no wonder we're having this conversation this morning. How everything happened. So this has already blessed my day. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course. It's just the sweetest moments. Sweetest moments with them.
Tell us, what is the street you grew up on?
Okay.
And like what city, what state? And then usually I ask, I don't know, because you've had a praise-filled morning. So usually I either ask you to tell me the street you grew up on by telling me your superhero name or your porn name. I don't know if you can go to porn name after all that God talk.
Mine is it's definitely a porn name.
Tell me.
It was Mocha Boulevard.
Oh my goodness.
Mocha Boulevard,
that
honey.
That would be our best.
I know, right?
Wow.
Mocha Boulevard.
You might need a jacket that says Mocha.
That's
That's like a
Boulevard.
brand for you, Mocha Boulevard.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Tell me about the pet.
So Mocha didn't come till later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was able to get my own pet or afford my own
Oh,
pet
it wasn't when
later.
you were on the boulevard.
Nah.
Okay.
I didn't have a pet. They didn't allow pets there.
The aunties were like, no.
Nope, she wasn't my pet, but I fed her. It was my grandma's dog. You ready for this?
Yes.
Chi Boulevard.
Chi-Chi's even better. Chi-Chi. Well, they're sort of like, if you're going to brand, there are two sides of the coin. Mocha's like a little more elegant and grown up. Chi Boulevard.
Chi Boulevard.
They're both great.
Yeah, I really love them.
Okay, so what was the name of the street that you grew up on?
Boulevard. It was called Boulevard. Now it's like Hosea
Boulevard
Williams.
Boulevard? Like it just was the Boulevard.
Girl, it was Boulevard.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And it was 2840 Boulevard Drive. And I'll never forget it. It was a beautiful porch before you walked in the house. It was all these rocking chairs in the front with plants.
For all the great aunts, did they sit out there on the porch?
Yes, they sit out there, watched everything that was going on in the neighborhood. You know, such and such a son came in at this time of the hour. So it was that.
Yeah. Did you have a seat on the porch too?
I did. They bought me my own red rocking chairs. One of my favorite memories as a kid is being able to rock with them and sit out there with them. And it was something so peaceful and simple about that. And I'm really grateful to have them in my life so early because it's the simple things that they showed me. You know what I mean? From sitting outside to having a simple breakfast. To this day, I'll drink my little lemon or lime water in the morning. Yeah, it was really awesome. Yeah.
So who was in the house? How many rooms were in the house?
It wasn't many rooms. So it was 2 rooms, and it's like this extra little back room. They had a nice sized house.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
2 floors?
Yeah, 2 floors. 1 floor, but they made the attic a floor for my Aunt Janie Mae. And she had her own space upstairs because she was just that kind of girl.
She needed her own space.
She needed her own space.
So did everybody else share rooms? Did you have your own room? Did you share a room with your mom?
I shared a room with my mom, and because she had 2 twin beds.
Okay.
So my mom and I shared a bed. And it was so nice because I remember listening to a choir and waking up and seeing that and seeing the light reflect off of the yellow drapes. And the smell was butter and toast.
Always.
Butter and toast.
That's what was always happening. Is that what you had every morning for breakfast?
Pretty much toast, eggs.
I also think of that with like Were they all drinking their tea with toast? That's sort of like an
Yes.
older lady's.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did your mom do the cooking? Did you cook? Did one of the aunties
My
cook?
great aunts cooked. I remember, now this is real interesting to say.
'Kay.
Like we had sausage, and one of them would have an oatmeal cookie and then slice a slice of cheese over the oatmeal cookie. It was government cheese and it was bomb.
Yes, it was.
It was so bomb.
Wait, cheese on the oatmeal cookie.
I know it's strange, ain't it?
But I used to have jelly and cheese sandwiches. So
That's
is that
good.
kind of like sweet and
Yes.
salty
Yes,
thing?
it is.
Was there a lot of music all day long? Was it just in the morning when you talked about waking up to the choir?
It was the morning. They'd have it playing like when we got in the car.
All the time.
All the time.
And always praise music.
Always praise me.
Was there a thing against secular music in the house?
I didn't necessarily feel that, but I did like Babyface.
Yeah. Who didn't?
Exactly.
Yes.
And Pebbles. And I remember listening to that, and my mama was like, "All right, baby, that's enough.
We've had enough of
We've
that.
had enough." Yeah, but it was awesome.
Who else was in the house?
My great aunts.
Was your brother?
My brother wasn't in the house.
Okay.
He was old enough to be at the house by that
Okay.
time.
So it was all women.
All women.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you share a closet with your mom? What was the room like that you shared? Did it have
had
all
a
her
dresser.
stuff? Or?
I had my little dresser with all of my stuff in it. Because before, like I say their house because it was a place of stability for me. Because before that, my mom had a really rough time earlier, and we were kind of like place to place a bit.
Do you
We stayed
remember
around-
that? No.
I don't even remember that, but I remember my aunt's house as early as 5, maybe as early as 5, which is
there-
really crazy for me because I like from just different things that have happened in my life, a lot of my memories are like gone.
Yeah.
So
Well,
wild.
I think our brains protect us.
I do too. The body keeps the score.
Yes, truly.
Mm-hmm.
Were there other kids on the street? Did you have other kids to play with?
Yes, my mom's best friend lived down the street. The
On
Draytons.
Boulevard?
Well, they lived on Oak Ridge Avenue, 69 Oak Ridge Avenue.
Hey.
And Amber Drayton was as early as I can remember, the most gorgeous, deeply chocolate, gorgeous smile girl you've ever seen in your life. I've never seen a girl so beautiful.
Coming from you.
Oh my gosh, she was so beautiful. And so we were
Did
just
you
two
feel
little chocolate
beautiful
girls.
as a little girl? Like when you looked at her, did you think we're two beautiful little girls? Or was she
I thought,
beautiful?
she was just so deep in chocolate. I just thought she was just the extra layer of beautiful, to be honest. I don't even think about that. Did I? I thought I was cute.
You did?
I thought I was cute.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Did the aunties pour that into you? Did your mom tell you you were beautiful?
My mom
Did you?
poured that into me, being the apple of her eye, my sugar pie, all of that.
What was it like on the holidays? Like, what were holidays like in your house?
Warm. There's some of the sweetest memories I think I have of me and my mother.
Any holiday in particular? Were you an Easter family or a Christmas family?
Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas just Christmas. I'm usually like super happy and then super sad for Christmas.
Why?
Because of the fact that, one, I can share this new generation with my kids, like Christmas and warmth and this and that, because I go ham for Christmas.
You go crazy.
I do. I go crazy. Lights, I mean, all over the house. Like, the whole house is adorned with Christmas. Like,
Amazing.
I go crazy.
Okay.
But Christmas at my aunt's house was amazing.
Tell me.
Everybody would come over. They would cook days before.
Jeez.
I mean,
Did
the
you help with the
baking,
cooking?
I did help with the cooking.
Did you learn to cook from those?
I didn't
Fish?
pay attention as much as I should have, because the way these women made cakes and the smells and the greens and oh my gosh,
So good.
it's a hug. You know what I
was
mean?
the main dish? Was it
ham.
ham?
Girl, that ham.
Was it a pineapple?
It was pineapples and cherries.
cherries.
Yes, it was pineapples and cherries.
Oh, we were a pineapple cloves family, but cherries
Really?
was like what the fancy people did in the magazines. Like the bright red
Yes.
maraschino cherries.
Yes,
Oh,
and my Aunt
fun.
Leon's favorite color was red. So it was like anywhere there was red in the house, she had some sort of hand in that.
I love it. Did you
It's
have
incredible.
a garden at that house?
No, but when we were there, like there was all this land that my aunt had in the back. And we would just go out there, just poison ivy, just come back, just going on adventures. That wasn't a time where we could do that.
Right. You could
You know
just
what I
be
mean?
out in the
Yeah,
wild.
we had sticks guarding us and like moving leaves and stuff out of the way, and we were having wild adventures. Like, I wish my kids could do that.
Yeah.
I really,
yeah.
really do. Or maybe we just got to create that somewhat of that
know.
world or something.
I try to do that when we travel, like go
Uh-huh.
places where they can have a little bit more
Yeah.
agency and
Yes.
not be hovering.
Yeah.
Because it's really important what you learn when you're out just
Yes.
exploring the world.
And figuring things out.
Yeah. Was there a time when you felt like you needed to have your own room when you were with
A
your
kid,
mom?
I didn't even think about it like that.
It
I
wasn't
didn't
an
even,
option.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't an option. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And I think that when I did have my own space, or when I first got my own space, it was with another friend of my mom. She allowed us to stay with her, but I shared a room with her daughter. So as early as I can remember, I was sharing a space, but it was still like a space that we just had on our own. And it was awesome because we would sit up there and talk at night, and it was great.
It's so funny because when I think of you, I think of you as somebody who really embraces your sisters. Like you're such a woman's woman.
I am.
And you're so generous with other women. And you're not one of these girls who's afraid to connect with
No,
other
I love
women. I know, and
connection.
I love that about you. I love that about you. And so it's really beautiful to see where that comes from, that it comes from this generation of aunties and with your mom, that it actually wasn't like a sister,
Yeah.
but that you've created sisterhood wherever you go.
Yeah. When I am in a friendship and it just feels surface, I'll ask why.
Do you really?
I do. I'll just say, you've been distant. Why are you distant? Are you okay? Do you need to talk? But back to why are you distant? And I'll say maybe that's what you need at this time, and I respect that. I understand that. Then I'll move back. But I'm concerned.
Yeah, I love hearing about the beginnings of where people's stories start because we think we know. We look at your career and we say like, oh, we know where the sisterhood girl thing started, and to know that like, you were primed for that, you were built for that before going into that environment in your performing life. It's so special.
But just talking to you about it now, I even just had an aha moment. I didn't even put two and two together at all.
Yeah.
And yes, I grew up in a space with all these women. That
Do you
is
feel
so
like they're
wild.
with you now? I feel like
Yes.
they're here.
No, they're
today.
definitely here.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy. But I had a moment where when my dad told me my grandmother sang for Lena Horne and Count Basie.
No.
Yes.
Like she sang.
She sang.
Like
Like wanted a
professionally.
career and everything. Had my dad, and like everything was just shifted a bit.
Wild.
So one day what was I doing? Warming up or something. And I could feel every part of this woman. And I felt like she was saying, I'm living through you. Like I'm living my dream through you. And I was just like, well, have at it.
You gave it to her.
Have at it. Absolutely.
Were you in the studio? Were you?
No, I can't even think of what I was doing because it was so out of body.
Did it change your sound, or did it change the way
It was,
it resonated for you?
no, it did this. I started to stop second guessing myself. I had to stop second guessing myself.
Because now you knew where it was
Yeah,
from.
I was like, just roll with it. Just go.
Wow,
So, yeah.
that's powerful.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Was there a lot of other, like, did you watch television? Did you watch TV?
Yeah.
Were there movies? Like, where did your love of the arts come from?
I think my love of the arts came, amen.
So you had a love of entertainment. There was
Yes.
room to kind of, and did you know that that's what you wanted to do when you were living in that house on Boulevard?
At 5 years old, I totally did.
At 5.
At 5. I remember going to school, East Lake Elementary School, Miss Etheridge. Oh my God, Miss Etheridge was my teacher.
Was she great or was she awful?
Awesome.
She was.
She was awesome. The way she poured into students, it literally just fills my heart. And she asked us what we wanted to be. And I remember I wrote down, I want to be a singer and I want to wear a red dress.
I read.
I don't know.
But that was like, maybe because it was your grandma's
Alien's
favorite color.
Yeah. I had a moment like that where me and the girls were at the Grammys and I thought back to what I wrote and I just cried because I felt so grateful. Like, how dope to be a child and to have a dream and then to be in the midst of your dream.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you think about the streets that you grew up on, do you think about Houston also? Because you moved there when you were how old?
That's where that memory stuff starts.
You don't know.
Crazy, right? I can't think if it was 8 or 9. But I remember the school, not the street.
Oh.
It was Briar Grove Elementary School.
Was it very different
in
from
Houston,
your
Texas?
school at
I
East
was
Lake?
one of 3 black kids.
Oh, and in Atlanta, if that was not the case.
Girl, it was all black schools. It was awesome. You know, before my mom and I moved to Houston, I thought it was going to be people on horses and cowboy boots and, you know, cowboy hats and stuff like that. But that's the most I remember.
When you moved to Houston, were there things that you missed about the house on Boulevard?
I missed my friends. I was scared about that, my friends, and that we didn't know anybody. But Houston was really good to us. There were wonderful souls that we met that treated me and my mom like family. And I actually really am proud of my mom because she moved to Houston and didn't know
What made her choose Houston?
her job. My mom was a nanny. So her bosses at the time were like, would you want to move to Houston with us?
Because they were moving.
Because they were moving.
Did you spend a lot of time in their house at all?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
In Atlanta and in Houston?
In Atlanta and in Houston. As a matter of fact, when we moved to Houston, we lived with them for a while.
Really?
I forgot the name of that street. It was a great street.
Huh. Where did you sleep? Did you sleep with your mom still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was an all-white neighborhood. And I remember it being like maybe a year and some change, and then my mom and I got our own apartment. But once again, it was a 1-bedroom apartment. So, yeah, when I got my space, now I'm thinking about it. Yes, I got space later. Like, how wild.
Was it uncomfortable when you had your own space for the first time?
A bit, yes.
Yeah.
I slept with the TV on. Wow, you are really unpacking here, woman.
Okay, so let's go back to Boulevard. I want to play a little game of superlatives. So I want you to tell me about the people in the house. Like, give them, you know, like we do in the yearbook, most likely to succeed.
Let me see. Aunt Janie, I love her. God bless her soul. But definitely most likely to start some mess in the morning.
Start some mess.
Start some mess in the morning.
In what way?
Oh, just
like picking on people?
Yeah, just asking the wrong question at the wrong time because she knew her sisters. So she knew how to, like, poke at them a bit. It was really... Like, now that I think about it, it's hilarious.
And on purpose. She wanted to start some mess.
Yes, or it's like mixing her coffee and be like, but nobody asked you to do that now. No way. Like, she was that person.
Yes.
And then my alien, oh, God rest, bless her soul, the most likely to lose these glasses. So it was, baby, where are my glasses? I need my glasses. Where'd you put my glasses?
Did you guys get her the little strings?
We eventually got those.
Good.
Yes. And then the funny thing is, I love them. Eventually my alien lost her sight. So we used to
So she didn't need the glasses.
She didn't need the glasses, but it was see no evil, because my Aunt Sally couldn't really hear. So Aunt Sally would be the one who is most likely, exactly. Aunt Sally would be the one that's most likely you're going to say something to 8 times. Can you move the such and such? What? What? It was like that. And I was like, I'm so sorry for the what. I know it's loud. But she was definitely that person.
Did she have a hearing aid?
She did.
Yes, they always do.
She did. She's so cute. And had the most beautiful hair. And then my Aunt Sarah next door,
This is a compound.
Girl. So Aunt Sarah had a house next door.
Wow. And did you go back and forth?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
She had the coolest house. Everybody wanted to come to her house. She had a garden. She had a garden. And it went as far as the eye can see.
Wow.
And she always had like something going on, a barbecue, a cookout or something. She had really cool style.
Do you think you got your style from her also?
I think all of them, now
All
that
of
I'm
them.
thinking about it, it's all of them.
Yeah.
They are my foundation.
I love that.
For sure.
And were there any, so I love having these conversations because it really is, I think, I don't know, I just think it's so important to know that somebody like you comes from somewhere, right? That,
Yeah.
like in the beautiful fairy tale adventure of your life, that there is a once upon a time, that it all begins
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Absolutely.
But in every one of those stories and journeys, there's always like the street legends, right? Like the icons
Yes.
from that village.
Yes.
Did you have any street legends on Boulevard?
Miss Cooper. So it was my Aunt Lynn's house, Aunt Sarah's house. Miss Cooper was right here, and she sold candy.
She sold candy.
She sold
out of
candy
her living room,
out of her the front of her house.
like on the porch.
Yeah.
like nickels, penny
Girl,
candy.
like bubble gum was like 3 cents.
Yes.
Blow pops
Yeah.
and bazooka and
Bazooka.
Chico sticks and
Remember the
Jolly
little comics
Ranchers.
inside the
Girl, yes.
bazooka?
Pickles. I remember putting my Jolly
pickles.
Rancher inside of my pickle.
Wait a second.
I
You
know.
take the sweet sour thing to a whole other level.
I know. She sold
So
candy.
there must have been kids around.
Yes.
Yeah, playing
Yes.
and hanging and
Yes.
how fun.
Yeah.
Did your mom let you have unlimited candy?
No.
Mm.
I kind of snuck some.
You had some hit.
Yes, and if I did sneak any, my Aunt Leah would be like, "You gotta come to the table and say what you did, and admit you're wrong." And usually she'd play a Jimmy Swagger song, and we would listen to a Jimmy Swagger song
To
and
repent.
yes, Lord have mercy. And then everything was fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you perform like in your living room? Did you, since you knew at 5 what you wanted to do, did you
Yes.
like perform for neighbors or
Yes.
for the aunties? Did you sing?
My
Did you-
mom and my aunts. I remember singing the theme song to Amen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just outside, and my mom would sit there with her hand, just singing along with the theme song.
I love
And she louder. Let's go. Okay, baby. That sound. Yes, baby. It was like that. Amen.
And you knew you sounded good. Did you know you
Yeah.
had a gift?
Yes.
You did.
Yes. But I knew because of her. Because she was always just like, sing such and such. Sing this. Sing that. Sing Climb Every Mountain. Yeah.
Were you scared at all of that dream? Or was there like an innocence to just feeling like,
It was an innocence. But later, when, things got really interesting in my life, and it was a transitional time where I moved from being with my mom to with Tina and Matthew and B and Solange. She said, I knew when you told me that you had a dream, I had to figure out how you were going to get to this dream, and if this is a part of it, then you have to go.
wow.
Yeah. So it broke her heart, but it was just a part of the transition
In
my
that
life.
moment, it wasn't like later, she said.
No.
In that moment, she knew she had to let go.
Yeah. It was really a blessing. Like they blessed my life tremendously. And my mom even giving that, giving it that
Giving you
moment,
the
you're giving
blessing
me
to do
giving a
that.
blessing to do that. That took a lot for her.
Yeah.
That took a lot for her. And I don't think I really give her the credit that she deserves for that. Because now as a parent, I understand that, gosh, woman, you were really making me dig today. I need a therapy session after this. Jeez.
It's true. Now that when you're a mom, you realize it can seem like abandonment or like
Yes.
not caring.
Yes.
But when I listened to you, not only was it her love that let you take that path and go be with Tina and Matthew, but you even knew what that love was. Like you knew how to receive the love from that family because your mom loved on you so hard.
Yeah.
Like you knew that this was a continuation of your mother's love through
Yes.
this other family.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's crazy
Yeah.
and humbling also. Like, we say it takes a village to raise a child, but I know when I come up against those moments of feeling like I want to be able to provide everything. I want to
Yes.
be their everything.
Yes.
But you really do. Like, no one mom is going to be able to give a kid everything they need. You need those teachers and those
It's true.
aunties and those neighbors and
It's
those
true.
extended families.
It's true. It's true. It's like I always think of this this idea of like you said, being able to give my kids like everything, but sometimes I have to step back.
That is, I think, one of the most powerful things that you can do as a parent.
Yeah.
And to know that that's, I mean, maybe it's also that your mom kind of, that you were always in a village,
Yeah.
right? That she just knew the village was shifting because
Yes.
things were so hard for you guys in the beginning that
Yeah.
she learned humility early.
She did.
Which really served you.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have so much humility.
I try.
You
I try.
do.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank
Somebody who
you.
looks like you and has done what you've done and had what you had and your incredible talent as an actor and singer. Let me tell you, she's incredible.
I love
that.
her
Like
too.
for you to be as humble and generous is. Do you think that comes from
The aunts. Think about that table that I'm gonna call it Jimmy Swaggart table.
Yeah.
That table, because when I told a fib or took some extra candy or whatnot, like they would come to the table, talk about it.
Be accountable.
Yes, be accountable for your actions. Like that was really good
Yeah.
for me, and I think that that's a form of humility. You know what I mean? And I think some people be like, well, if Christianity is this or that. Right, but it held me accountable in my actions, and I'm grateful for that to my faith.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
That's right. Okay, if you could go back to that little girl on Boulevard and say one thing to her, what would it be?
Ooh. I would say continue to dream big. Blow your mind with your dreams. Like let them scare you, and run to them.
Wow. Feels like she knew that.
Yeah, but I think like the older you get, the more you hear outside voices, and sometimes those moments got to me.
Yes.
And I would doubt my greatness or doubt my power. And I think that, between, self-doubt is already there. But when it's like outside voices, I don't know why are those so loud? They
Well,
can
I
be
think
so
they're
loud.
loudest when they're echoing the self-doubt that's
True.
inside. I think
True.
when the outside voice triggers something that is close to my own
Yes,
insecurity, then it
Yes.
like amplifies my
Yes.
own insecurity.
absolutely.
If you could take one thing from the house on Boulevard and bring it into your life now, what would it be? It could be a feeling, a person, an object.
The red rocket chair.
Was it a little girl rocking chair? Or was
Yeah,
it
it was a little
grown-
girl rocking chair. I say that because I think that, granted, I feel like it's in me, you know what I mean? But I think that just to look at it would.
Because what does it mean for you, that rocking chair?
It's my own. It was my own. It was my own chick. And even like, that's why I said, oh my gosh, like we did share room all this time. But they just gave me something that was my own. You know what I mean? And to be able to have that, and I don't know, just the feeling of it, just being with them
Yeah.
felt good.
Okay. If you were gonna think of the story of your life so far, because obviously you're in the middle, you're not at the end. You still have a lot of adventuring to do.
Absolutely.
But if I started off your story once upon a time, finish that opening for me.
Once upon a time,
Once upon a time, there was a girl
there was a girl
who lived on a boulevard.
who lived on a boulevard with a big dream, and she deserved it.
Oh, that gave me chills.
And she deserved to dream. And she deserved to dream as big as possible. And she deserved to see those dreams come to life. And she deserved to work hard for those dreams. And she deserved to celebrate herself and celebrate others in her dream and others' dreams. Because everybody deserves to have a dream and deserves people to celebrate them too. And their dreams too.
I'm so grateful for her dreams.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, and grateful for her village.
I'm so grateful for her village.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm grateful you're in my village.
I'm grateful. You have no idea how grateful I am to have you in my village.
I know. It's a blessing.
It truly is a
Yeah.
blessing.
Thank you for doing this.
Are you kidding me?
Is
Thank
she
you.
amazing? Ah! Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. What an honor and a blessing to be able to talk to Kelly about the Boulevard, the street that she grew up on, and all that she learned about sisterhood from her aunties, and really how she took that sisterhood with her all throughout her life. I'm so grateful to Kelly. I'm grateful to you for watching. Please continue to tune in. We have incredible guests all season long. Make sure that you like and subscribe and spread the word. And if you want to hear more about the street that I grew up on, make sure that you get Thicker Than Water, my new memoir. Okay, bye. See you soon.